I've been working on this Eugenia since 2018. 2 years ago, I had it on a show, but now it's time to start refining it again. Eugenias are evergreen and incredibly fast growing. Under the right conditions, they can grow up to 4 feet in a year. When the new leaves start to appear, they are a striking red color and gradually darken to green as they mature. This time, I pruned back this tree hard. I left it to recover for a full year from the previous refinement stage. If you're not familiar with the bonsai growth cycle, here is a detailed breakdown including the care requirements for each stage. The 4 stages of the bonsai growth cycle. Number 1, building primary structure. Number 2, building secondary structure. Number 3, refinement. And number 4, maintenance. For each of these stages, I'll be taking you guys through the pruning process, the best season for work to be done during that stage, the watering routine, and also the application of fertilizer, as the NPK ratios will differ for each stage. Building primary structure. This is the foundation of the tree. During this stage, the focus is on creating a strong trunk and main branches. You often sacrifice aesthetics for good movement, taper and solid structure. Pruning. Heavy pruning is done to remove unwanted branches. To shape the trunk, wire can also be used to create dramatic bends. Best season. Late winter or early spring, just before new growth begins. Watering routine. Water deeply and consistently to encourage strong roots to grow. However, allow the soil to dry slightly between waterings to avoid root rot. Fertilizer. Use high nitrogen fertilizer. For example, something with a NPK of 10-10-10 or 20-10-10 every 2 weeks during the growing season to promote vigorous growth. Building secondary structure. Once the primary structure is established, you will work on the finer branches that will fill out the tree. This stage focuses on balance, proportion, while also allowing for a more natural appearance. Pruning. Selective pruning to encourage branching and remove any crossing or awkward branches. Avoid cutting too much at once to maintain the tree's vigor. Best season. Early to mid-spring when the tree is actively growing. Watering routine. Increase watering slightly as the tree's foliage grows, ensuring consistent moisture without overwatering. Fertilizer. Continue with a balanced fertilizer, like something for example like NPK 10-10-10 every 2 weeks during the growing season to support healthy development. Refinement. This is when the tree starts to shine. The goal is to fine-tune the branch structure, improve ramification and achieve overall balance and a beautiful design. Pruning. Trim back to buds facing the desired direction to control the growth and encourage ramification. Remove leaves selectively to improve light and airflow. Best season, late spring or early summer when the tree is actively growing but not under extreme heat stress. Watering routine. Maintain consistent watering but adjust based on your local climate. Trees in refinement need steady hydration to recover from pruning. Fertilizer. Switch to a low nitrogen fertilizer, example NPK 4-6-4 or 6-6-6. Monthly to encourage healthy but controlled growth to avoid overly long shoots. Maintenance. At this stage, the tree is show ready. Maintenance involves light pruning and trimming to keep its shape, but the tree will eventually outgrow this stage and need to restart the cycle. Pruning. Light frequent pruning to maintain the overall design without stressing the tree. Best season. Early autumn is ideal for maintenance pruning as it allows the tree to harden off before winter. Watering routine. Adjust watering depending on the season. In cooler months, reduce water frequency to avoid root issues. Fertilizer. Use mild fertilizer, example something with an NPK of 3-3-3 monthly to sustain the tree's health without encouraging excessive growth. Key considerations. Not all trees follow the cycle in the same way. Care requirements for each stage will vary depending on the species, your local climate, and specific conditions in which your bonsai grows. Always observe your tree and adjust your care accordingly. For example, Eugenia is a fast-growing tree that can handle much more aggressive pruning and fertilization than slower-growing species like junipers and pines. However, In cooler climates, Eugenias may require additional protection during winter. The current progress of my Eugenia. Right now, I've cut back the tree hard, removing a significant amount of foliage. It may look bare, but Eugenias are vigorous growers. I trimmed back to buds that were already forming, which allows me to plan the direction of new growth and new branches. Removing this amount of foliage creates a temporary imbalance. The tree now has more roots than leaves. The imbalance will result in a strong flush of new growth as the roots push energy into producing new foliage. What's next? This Eugenia took 7 years to complete the first cycle, but now the primary structure has been established and the second cycle will be much faster. I'm aiming for 1 year, but a 2-year cycle might be more realistic to achieve a well-balanced and refined design. Let me know your thoughts on the 4 stages of the bonsai growth cycle and the progress of this tree. How do you manage your tree through these stages? Share your insights and comments. I'd love to hear from you. Till next time, happy bonsaiing.